Union, and I want also to reiterate the support to UNRWA, which is playing an irreplaceable role in Gaza, but also here in Lebanon. The services that UNRWA provides to 500,000 of Palestinian refugees cannot be supplied by anyone else. And we condemn the law passed by the Israeli Knesset, and we continue urging the Israeli government not to implement this decision. I am coming from Jordan, and I was talking with United Nations people trying to provide support to the Palestinian people in Gaza, in desperate situation. And I call the international community, to the whole international community, to take action to stop this war and to stop the massacre in Gaza. Yesterday I was talking with the Secretary General of the United Nations about it. And now I repeat the call I made to him to stop the massacre in Gaza. As the European Union, we are supporting the Lebanese people, the Lebanese army, and the Lebanese institutions. We are ready to devote 200 million euros to the Lebanese armed forces. And I have asked Prime Minister Mikati what and how we can support your army, not only financially, but also technically, and I will do the same thing to the Lebanese Air Force Commander Aoun. But the success of the efforts for a ceasefire and a long-term solution are in the hands of the parties. To expedite the solution to the war, Lebanese leaders need to take up their political responsibility by starting electing a president and put an end to a 2 years long vacuum of power in Lebanon. I discussed today with this Speaker Berry, and I want to encourage all political actors to take their responsibility towards the Lebanese people. There are much to do in different fronts. The Lebanese people have been showing an incredible generosity and internal solidarity, not only with the refugees of Syrian war, not only in front of the economic crisis, not only in the explosion of the port, but now with so many Lebanese people having to escape the war from the south. And we also offer the European solidarity. But I leave my mandate with sadness, seeing increasing suffering in Gaza and Lebanon, and for the families of hostages also. It is tragic that we could not get this war to an end. But this must happen. And let's use this tragedy that we have seen in Lebanon and Gaza in order to avoid more sufferance for the people in the region. We must pressure the Israeli government and maintain the pressure in Hezbollah to accept the US proposal for a ceasefire. This was agreed. This proposal is pending with the final agreement with the Israeli government. And we have to work, all the international community, to respect international law, because we see hunger used as a weapon of war, violating international law in total impunity, and almost total informative blackout in Gaza, with 10 of journalists being killed, including deliberately in Lebanon. The decisions of the International Criminal Court, they are not political. They are fully taken in accordance with international law. It has to apply to everybody, and we strongly support the court. This is what I wanted to tell today. after discussing with the Speaker Berry. And I hope that the agreement reached on the last days with the U.S. Special Envoy will be finally implemented, and the ceasefire will come and the bombardments stop, saving lives in Lebanon.
Mr. Borrell, is Mr. Borrell or is Mr. Borrell's view that he's ready to call for presidential elections, even though the ceasefire is not achieved, and since repeating the same bad steps could not lead to a change effectively, would you advise Hezbollah to take a new bold step in Lebanon to save the Lebanese people?
According with my conversation with the Speaker Berry, he considers that first the ceasefire has to happen.
What do you think?
I think that every effort has to be done in order to ask for a president election as soon as possible, because Lebanese people need a president. But Lebanese people need also a ceasefire, and Lebanese people have to make the sovereignty of the Lebanon in the Lebanese people's hands, not an internal power, not a state inside the state. Not everybody kidnapping the sovereignty of the Lebanese people, be it from inside or be it from outside the country.
Mr. Borrell, prior to your arrival in Lebanon, you visited several countries in the region. In your estimation, how likely is that diplomatic efforts will succeed given the current circumstances, especially the pending Israeli response to the American ceasefire proposal?
Some months ago, during the United Nations General Assembly, it was an agreement to get a ceasefire in Lebanon, who was subscribed by many people around the world, among them the European Union. I was supporting this agreement. Unhappily, at the end, it was not possible to have Israel on board. And Netanyahu government refused this ceasefire proposal that was supported by the entire international community represented in the United Nations, among them the European Union. It was a lost opportunity. Those days, the U.S. envoy has been here in Lebanon. A long negotiation took place with Speaker Berry, and the proposal was conveyed to the Israeli government. And at that moment, we are pending of a concrete and definitive answer from the Israeli government. Let's hope that this will be possible with the participation of the US and France as the countries that have been engaged on looking for this solution, which is on the table. Thank you.